Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are here talking about the upcoming new moon in the sign of Scorpio. This promises to be a little bit electrifying, very fast moving, and transformative, especially for a new moon. Often we expect sudden, fast changes and things at the full moon. Not this time here, folks. Hold on to your hats because this can be quite the little ride that we're in for. So we're going to talk about all the aspects of this moon. We're going to pull some cards for the collective, and then we're also going to talk about each and every zodiac sign to see where this lunation is going to have the most effect on you and open doors of opportunity. New moons are opportunity points here for the new, for the different, and especially in sign of Scorpio. If we embrace change, then things get easier and better, and we can open these doors for ourselves. So this moon is occurring on either the 19th or the 20th of November. Just depends where you are in the world. If you're on the Pacific coast of North America, this will happen on the 19th at 10:47 p.m. If you're on the East Coast of North America, this will be on the 20th at 1:47 a.m. If you're in the UK, London time is 6:47 a.m. on the 20th, and Sydney 5:47 p.m. also on the 20th. So adjust your clocks accordingly. This is also occurring at 28 degrees, 28 degrees and 12 minutes. So it's very close to that 29th aneretic degree, but not quite. So not quite the crisis degree, not quite there, but pretty close. All right. So the 28th degree, if you follow degree astrology at all, does relate to Cancer. It relates back to the 4th house, where we've just had Jupiter turn retrograde. And your 4th house is, the Cancerian energy is very associated with the moon, but the 4th house is your home, your family, your privacy, your ancestry, your children, and your more maternal parent as well. So you might be feeling a little bit more like you want some changes in your home. There could be some unexpected changes in your home or in your family. Something can be going on with your children. Jupiter in Cancer can be pregnancy sometimes as well. So you might have some unexpected things going on there, but you might just be having some new beginnings or opportunity points here for expansion of your home, for a new house, or to just make those little improvements around that make you feel more cozy. If you are a fixed sign with this new moon, Scorpio energy, Scorpio is a fixed sign. So if you are a fixed sign, you are also going to feel this moon probably a little more profoundly, deeply, or more quickly than other people will. So if you're a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you may find that maybe you hit your breaking point. You could have a massive breakthrough. And of course, everyone does have the opportunity to have these things. It's just that it might be a little bit more challenging for you or a little bit more freeing. So you probably feel this just in a little greater of intensity. Same thing if you are a later degree Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, anything from about 25 degrees upwards. Again, you're going to really be connecting with this lunation in some sort of interesting way. The main themes around this particular new moon. Fast, sudden, unexpected changes, okay, whether they're internally, whether they're in your immediate world, or collectively, okay? There can be some very, very interesting or unexpected things that are going on. We can have some radical turnarounds. We can have some pivots. So you might be, going in one direction and all of a sudden completely change the path that you're on. We can have some second chances with this new moon as well. And if you've been feeling kind of stuck or anything like that, often a new moon is quite peaceful and a little bit more gentle. Nope, this one's like ripping off the proverbial Band-Aid. It's just, let's do this thing. So hopefully very exciting for some of you, but if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling trapped, and we've got a lot of retrogrades going on as well, then this can be the sudden breakthrough, or this can be that forward momentum opportunity that you've been wanting, that you've been dreaming about, that you've been hoping for. So it can be really, really positive. This new moon, excuse me, this new moon is occurring in a direct, exact opposition to Uranus, right? Uranus is our planet of freedom, liberation, great awakening, changes. Uranus is the wild card of astrology, the modern day ruler of Aquarius. And so this can be something that frees you up from your past so that you are more adaptable or more open to opportunities for your future. This can be where you have a massive epiphany, right? Uranus, the great awakener. So you could awaken to something, awaken to your true purpose. You can all of a sudden see the light on something, but it is very electrifying in its energy. And Uranus right now is in the sign of Taurus, which is earth sign. This can bring about like earthquakes and things like that. It can be groundbreaking, literally. You can have a groundbreaking idea. You could break ground on, a new venture, a business venture. But Taurus energy is ruled by Venus, and it is our money, our resources, our income, our investments. And so you might all of a sudden decide to put your money somewhere different, maybe somewhere safer. Some of you might be buying yourself something pretty, something that you wanted, but you could also just be kind of looking at the big picture on your finances here and figuring out, do I need to make some change, or is everything where I want it to be? Speaking of retrogrades, we do have a few of them, all right? We've got Mercury retrograde. Mercury has been retrograde in Sagittarius. The day before this new moon, Mercury moves into the sign of Scorpio. So we've got the new moon in Scorpio, new beginnings, fresh start, good for clarifying intentions, making a wish, all these wonderful things. It can represent the Fool, right? New moon is representative of the Fool card, right? Which is going out, having fun, doing something a little bit different, taking a chance, taking a leap of faith, right? But Mercury in Scorpio can be really quite interesting. So when Mercury's been retrograde in Sagittarius, we do sometimes feel held back. Sagittarius likes to be free, right? Sagittarius likes to have fun and go out on adventures and expand, right? And of course, the ruler of Sagittarius right now, Jupiter, is retrograde. So it's like being held back, right? Like this cosmic force field that's like, I want to go free, so you're kind of just kind of behind a fence, behind a gate a little bit. So when Mercury enters Scorpio at the same time of this new moon, and this can be some surprising revelations, some sort of news, some information that may come to you. You may have some sort of idea to finish up a project, or if you've been feeling like you've been directionless, you might figure out, oh, I need to change my course of action here. I need to do this a little bit differently. And then you can finish up something that you've already started. We can get second chances with this as well, right? So, but it's also an opportunity to change our thought pattern, right? Change your mind, change your life. Okay, essentially with that. So if you've been kind of a little bit negative Nelly, or, if you've been really, really pressed up against a wall, really challenged the last little while, this can be just this kind of push forward, or this sigh of relief, or this epiphany moment that you've been looking for. And we change our thought processes, right? We change our energy, we change our outlook, we change our focus into something more positive, into something a little bit better. Again, like I already said, we've got Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. We also have Saturn retrograde, Uranus retrograde, and Neptune retrograde. So a lot of this, kind of stepping back, reassessing, reevaluating, and sometimes reviving in all this energy. Retrogrades do get a bad rap because they do tend to slow us down a little bit. We quite often go a little bit more inwards rather than outwards. But retrogrades are a perfect time to, kind of just, put on a little bit of a pause and just look at the big picture, look at the possibilities of things before we spring forward and take some action again. So some of you have been kind of in this retrospective energy for a while. And so again, this can be a breakthrough that you need. I already did touch on, we've got, Uranus. Uranus in Taurus is in an opposition to this new moon. But yes, this can be fast and sudden changes, liberation, revelations, and upheavals. It's a perfect opportunity to let go. Uranus is here to free you from something. Okay. We do, very interestingly enough, here have a very rare alignment. This has not occurred since 1993. So, kind of step into your Wayback Machine. Do you remember where you were, what you were doing in 1993? I kind of do. A little bit, but you got to really, really kind of step back into that. But we do have an alignment with Uranus and Neptune. Very rare. Make a wish. Okay. Make a wish on this one, because it can be where Uranus can help to, in some unexpected way, very unexpected way, always unexpected with Uranus, make your dreams come true. So make a wish on this. And this occurs exactly on the 20th, Pacific time zone, North America, 6:39 a.m. So if you're an early bird, take advantage of that. Try and get that right on the nose if you can. That's 9:39 a.m. Eastern time, and then adjust your clocks accordingly for anywhere else in the world. But, the energy does stick around. It's just if we can hit that right on the nose, that would be really perfect. But you can do it before or after as well. It's just that it's a really promising kind of energy. Neptune is about our spiritual selves. Again, Uranus is our great awakener, and Neptune can really key us in to our spiritual side. You could have some massive intuitive insights with that as well. Like I said, make a wish. You just never know what may happen. But it's also a breaking free, especially of like addictions of any kind. Neptune energy can be dreamy. It can be, wonderful. It's in Pisces, right? And so really pay attention to your dreams right around this new moon, because you could be having some really interesting ones. But Neptune and Pisces can be where we go overboard with things that make us kind of feel good, right? Things like alcohol or even like food and things like that. So, but addictive kind of energy. So, and we can be addicted to all kinds of things, even good things we can be addicted to. So this can be a great time to have this turning point and really break free of some sort of something that we are addicted to, something that we're glued to. So a lot of energy. I know it's kind of gone on a little while, but a lot of energy around this new moon. Fiery and passionate. Very creative in its energy. Scorpio does bring about some spiritual vibes. It brings about some creative vibes, and of course, it's ruled by Pluto. And also Mars. And so Mars is in Sagittarius, so it's kind of fiery. Just be a little careful, especially with the Mercury retrograde there, because, part of a Uranus breakthrough can be a blow up of some kind, right? Especially Mercury communication, talking to other people. Mars in Sagittarius can be very passionate, very awesome, very fun, very adventurous, but Mars is the warrior planet, right? It's the fighting planet. So this is where passions may run deep, but things can also get out of hand quite quickly. So we can really navigate that energy to our best advantage, but know that it can turn on us as well. Pluto is, of course, another ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto's in Aquarius, right? An old story by now, but Pluto does bring about endings, new beginnings, transformation, evolution, and also what's hidden. So there could be some secrets that may come to light at this new moon, whether it's you yourself in your world, or whether it's collectively something globally, right? There could be some shocks, and we already know that there's breaking down of existing systems. There's some rebellious energy going on around the globe, actually. Some is just a little noisier than others. So it's like the people taking back their power, and it's a process, right? But it's very transformative, and it can be very enlightening at the same time, right? Pluto tends to reveal things that may be quite dishonest, and that's where the truths come out. So anyway, interesting energy. Use this lunation to set some intentions, again, make a wish, and also to try something new, turn things around, and of course have this little breakthrough. So let's just get a card for the collective, and we've got your commitment is being tested. Yeah, some of you here with this, again, you may be in a situation where you've been feeling like you're ready for a change, right? There's, you're committed to things, you're obligated to things. Maybe you've been in a certain situation or a relationship or something for a very long time, and you could be in this assessment energy. Am I happy? Are my needs being fulfilled? Am I getting everything that I want? Is this healthy? And then if not, well, there could be some changes there, but it could also be healing that comes in here as well. So something that you've been connected to or committed to for a while, all right, whether it's a dream, a goal, a path that you're on, whether it's people, right, this being tested right now. So, and when we test things, sometimes they hit their breaking point. Sometimes things, if things don't evolve, right, things tend to get stagnant, stale, and, eventually something will blow up, right? So your commitment is being tested in some way, shape, or form. Your tarot card for the collective is the Devil card. Interesting. So the Devil card, of course, can be Capricorn energy, right? And Capricorn does deal with governments and things, and Pluto and Aquarius, right? We know where that's going. Power to the people, rebellious energy, and against what? Current structures and systems that may or may not be working right now. The Devil card also does have to do with addictions, something that has power or control over us, right? It's this energy of feeling tied down, feeling stuck, feeling powerless. It's also one of fear. It's one of our shadow side, right? Something where we need to recognize what has been holding us back. Where have we given our power away? Boundaries and perspectives always necessary with the Devil card, but a look inward, right, is always needed here. And again, that Uranus and Neptune energy that we've got there, very rare. And so, we can use this to kind of take our power back and release ourselves. The Devil card always reminds us that we have the power to set ourselves free. It's just that sometimes we don't feel powerful, right? Sometimes we feel like something's got a handle on us. Something's got us tied and trapped, right? Your commitment, right? So you could be in a situation where there's something that you're committed to, whether you want to be or not, right? And what are you going to do about it? Is there a breaking point here? Is there boundaries that you need to put up? Is there, a structure that needs to be broken down? Is there, do you need to take your mojo back? Okay, essentially. All right. So we do need to kind of face our fears with this energy. We do need to remember how powerful and strong you really are. And take something back, take the bull by the horns, or grab the reins of something exciting, and you can really turn things around at this time. For some of you here with the Devil card here, it does represent Capricorn energy, and this can represent that you could have some significant changes between now and Capricorn season, right? Capricorn season comes in just before Christmas, and so over the next over the next 2 months can be incredibly transformative for you in the best of ways, should you decide to face your fears, make positive changes, right? Or put up some boundaries, whether they're internally or externally. So some interesting things to work through. But again, the Devil card represents fear, and there can be a lot of fast moving energy around this new moon. So it's almost like tarot is saying there's some things that are beyond your control. Don't be afraid. Seize the moment, seize the day. Okay. And if we curl up in a ball wrapped up in fear, then something else wins, right? And so we're encouraged here to really face our fears and to work through some changes. Don't be afraid of change. Change is easier to navigate if we go with the flow instead of resisting it. So, but people are inevitably afraid of change because it's the fear of the unknown. Anyway, I'll leave that there for you guys. We are going to pull cards for each zodiac, and we're going to look and see where this lunation is impacting you the most. Okay, what's highlighted for you. All the timestamps will be down below, but I do thank you for watching. And if you do enjoy my reading and my channel and my videos, please do hit that like button there. Drop a moon in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. But for now, that is it. We will go in the timestamps there. We're going to start with Aries, and let's see what's in store for you. Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This is occurring in your 8th astrological house, and that just happens to be the house of Scorpio, ruled by Pluto. So the house of change, transformation, ending, new beginnings, evolution, growth, essentially, right? So you might be experiencing some personal growth. You might be looking to grow your career, your finances. The 8th house also has to do with the things you share with other people, such as money and possessions. So something can be changing there. Something new can be happening there as well for you. This also does have to do with your spiritual growth, right? So you could be really getting some spiritual insights with this particular lunation. There could be a little mystery, right? So there could be something that comes to light. You could solve a mystery with this, okay? Or there could be some revelation that comes your way, or that you are making with another person, right? The 8th house does have to do with our relationships with other people. Also has to do with the things that are inevitable in life: birth, deaths, inheritances, taxes, all those kind of things. So loans. Okay, so with the new moon bringing new energy, some of you might be taking out a new loan. You could be joining finances with another person, but because there's also a breaking through kind of energy here, and liberation and freedom, you could also be paying off a loan and getting some financial freedom. You could get an inheritance that brings you more opportunity, perhaps. You could be be separating your finances from another person. But it's all kind of new and transformative. So anything from the short term over the next couple of weeks, so between now and the next full moon, or over the next 6 months is what will, is how long this will take to blossom. It just depends on your personal circumstances. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So kind of like the collective reading that we had, Capricorn energy can be the key for you here in some way. Capricorn season, again, comes in just before Christmas. So between now and Christmas, the next 2 months, you could be wrapping things up. You could be resolving issues, and some of your difficulties may go away in some way. You could just have a change of heart. You could be changing direction, or, just in general, especially if you've been going through some tough times, some challenges in your money or your relationships or whatever. Remember, we do have this evolutionary energy here for you with some new beginnings. So, it can be really freeing and liberating for you with this moon. So over the next couple of months is where you may see some substantial progress for yourself. And that can be a little sigh of relief for you all. Okay. This can also be a message here that, yes, you may have been going through some challenges in some way, but don't give up. Okay. You're almost at the finish line. Don't give up. Keep persevering. Keep on whatever path that you've been on to let go of things, to make positive changes in your life. It's very much a sign of encouragement for you here. Be like Capricorn energy, which is goal-oriented, which is driven, and often very successful. Your tarot card, we've got the Strength card. Isn't that lovely, right? The strength to power through, to persevere, to keep on going. Okay, don't underestimate your strength that lies within. Okay, take the lead, take charge, don't take a back seat. Okay, the Strength card is one that does remind us of our confidence, but also just that inner fire that lies within us that keeps us going, right? That says, don't give up. Okay, but remember to be nice to yourself here as well, because the Strength card does remind us that, yes, sometimes we need to be aggressive. Sometimes we need to really embrace our courage and power through things, but we also need to be kind to ourselves. Okay, don't beat yourself up if something hasn't worked out. If you are making some changes where you've got to let something go, right? Remember, not everything is meant to last forever. We're continuously evolving. And, so you might feel like you failed at something. You might feel like you haven't done your best, right? Give yourself a pat on the back. Be kind to yourself, because win or lose doesn't matter. It's the lessons quite often that we learn along the way, the building blocks of knowledge and wisdom and experience, right? So be kind to yourself. This is Leo energy ruled by the sun. And so Leo energy does really highlight your infinite potential. It does bring about like a leadership kind of energy, right? So take the lead, don't take a back seat. It does remind you also with the sun leading the way about growth. Without the sun, nothing can grow. And also about seeing the positive side, seeing the bright side of things. Your fortune, we've got marriage card coming out here. Okay. So, very connected with the 8th house, right? Your relationship with other people, unity, things coming together. You're attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So some of you may have some very transformative things going on in your personal life, in your relationships. And this doesn't necessarily mean, I think for some of you here, it's things coming together, joining forces, making things stronger. Okay. It can also represent that maybe you've had some difficulties in a partnership, okay, or your connection is being tested in some way, right? So you may have some growing pains within a marriage or commitment or partnership of some kind, right? It doesn't have to be romantic. And this can be where, you know, you figure out, is our bond really this strong? Can we weather a storm? Okay, or are we going to split apart? Right? So you may be going through that. And this requires a little bit of strength and courage, right? But I do think for others of you, there's partnerships being highlighted as new beginnings. For you, it may be friendship, business partnerships, romantic partnerships, okay? And whether you've got something already in place and it's evolving, you're going to the next level, or whether you're attracting something brand new, okay? Your focus on your relationships with other people, making them stronger, right? Or letting go of the ones that just aren't working anymore. So really very much in alignment with where that new moon is for you guys. That's what I have for you guys. Good luck in this new moon. And remember to make a wish. Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This is occurring for you in your 7th house. Your 7th house is Libra energy ruled by Venus, and it has to do with your relationships, okay? Your friendships, your business partnerships, your romantic relationships, okay? And so some of you could have a new beginning coming in over the next 6 months. Maybe some of you short term, some of you long term, okay? Or you could really just be focused on your personal relationships at this time. You may have something going to the next level. All right. So whether it's new or whether it's improved, your things with other people here for you. So really great energy here with contracts, right? Libra energy is about contracts. So this can be things that you buy. This can be job offers and things, or it can be things that have legalities attached to them. So for some of you here, there could be, if you've been wronged by somebody or by like a corporate entity or something like that, you could be potentially over the next few months filing a lawsuit of some kind. You could also have a resolution that comes in, so something can get resolved with this. If you've been treated unfairly, wrongly, right, then this is where things can turn around for you, right? So justice shall prevail. Really good energy for forging new business partnerships, meeting new people, finding the right company, the right job, the right corporation. It is really with Libra energy. Libra is diplomacy, right? So being diplomatic in the things that you do, taking more of a mediative approach at things, like we're going to mediate this situation, right? And we're going to discuss things. We're going to hear each other out, that kind of thing. So you could be improving your communication with other people in some way here. But certainly, with that Libran influence there, and the Venus influence, there could be something really beautiful that is blossoming for you in some way, shape, or form over the next 6 months. It can be really transformative. So let's have a look and see what your message is here. Beautiful. We've got bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. We've got new moon energy. So new, fresh. Okay. Aquarius energy is, we got Pluto in Aquarius bringing you change and transformation. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, right? So this can be really kind of magical. And Aquarius is about the future. So really some positive things, positive changes and new beginnings coming in for your future. But love, right? Love rules the day. Doing what you love, being with the people that you love, meeting somebody that you may love, right? Surrounding yourself with friends that you love and care about and that are supportive. Aquarian energy is very futuristic, right? So we're setting ourselves up for a better tomorrow. In Aquarius season, this can be an indicator of time. And Aquarius season comes in the latter part of January. So that can be a very magical season for you guys. Remember, a new moon can take about 6 months for things to transpire, for things to happen. And so with that new moon in Aquarius, it's about like the halfway point or so there. So it can be really interesting, really wonderful. Love yourself too, though. Okay, because Aquarian energy does bring about this energy of helping other people. Okay, but Aquarius does need to be reminded every once in a while to look after yourself. So love yourself as well there, Taurus. Okay, but the 7th house can really be helpful for you. It can be really blessings for you because, of course, Venus is your planetary ruler as well. So it may be like things are coming into alignment. Can meet like a soulmate, that kind of thing, right? Or just find yourself connecting with people who dig your vibe. We've got the High Priestess coming out here for you as well. So remember, there's a lot of awakening kind of energy that is associated with this new moon, and the High Priestess is associated with the moon cycles, especially as far as intuition goes. Okay, so really kind of take note of your dreams. Keep an eye or an ear peeled for signs, symbols, synchronicities. They can come in very interesting ways. But you could get some really profound intuitive hits somewhere. The High Priestess is also the keeper of secrets and mysteries. Okay, inner knowledge and wisdom. So this can be where there could be something that is hidden from you right now, okay, and that will be revealed at the right time for you. Okay, the High Priestess is a very mute energy, so it's like keeping quiet, keeping to yourself. This might be good for you at this new moon, but it can also be that there may be that revelation. You might not necessarily see it coming. Okay. If you are working on some changes somewhere, the High Priestess says keep it to yourself. Okay. You don't need to necessarily jump from the rooftops and share with everybody what changes that you're planning to make or what some of your personal details are with things. Keeping quiet is sometimes your best strength. Okay. Especially if you're doing something like looking for a new job and things like that, just play your cards close to your chest. But the High Priestess does remind you that no matter what you have going on, you always know the answer. Okay, you don't need to look externally for answers. Internally, you have all the wisdom and knowledge that you need to make the right choices, to make the right decisions for yourself. And it's kind of like this deep inner knowing, right? When you know, you know. When the time is right, you know the time is right. When you meet that right person, it just feels right, right? So trust your intuition. Don't second guess yourself. Your fortune card, we've got the star, Aquarian energy, right? Aquarius is represented by the star card. So over the next few months, and especially as you get into Aquarius season, this can be really powerful for you. The star Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus. And remember, on the 20th, early hours in the morning, if you're on the Pacific coast, right? We've got beautiful alignment with Uranus and Neptune, right? So it's going to be about your dreams, about your spiritual self, or a little bit of magic in the air for you, and make a wish, right? What do? You wish upon a star. All right. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. Wonderful, wonderful message there for you. I'll leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this lunation, and don't forget to make your wish. Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your new moon and Scorpio reading. This is occurring for you in your 6th house. So there's some healing energy that comes with this lunation for you. Some of you are looking to make some really positive changes in your day-to-day life. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo and Mercury. Okay, so your ruler, right, is the ruler of the 6th house as well, right? So you could be, wanting to turn over a new leaf on communication, right? I'm going to communicate better. you could be looking at, you know, starting a new health or exercise regime, right? The sixth house does bring health, happiness, and well-being into focus for you. And the things that you do in your day-to-day life. And sometimes they're the little things that have big impact. With Mercury there, new ways of communicating with people, you know, new ways of self-expression, maybe there as well. And perhaps you are wanting to learn something, right? Expand your mind in some way. So your sixth house is your health, healing, well-being, your fitness, your diet, okay? Also, just those things that we do every single day, right? Those habits that we have every single day. So, you know, everything from what time we get up in the morning to what we do before we go to work to even like where we work, right? It's all of these daily things. It's kind of boring sometimes in the sixth house, but it's our day-to-day lives. Right. And so how do you make them better? What new thing do you want to do? How do you want to make some improvements? And of course, we do have this breakthrough energy coming in here, especially breaking through some bad habits or some addictions. And this is the perfect place to do that. So if you've been thinking about making some changes or trying something new, maybe infusing a new diet or a new morning routine into your daily life, this can be that lunation where you finally get out of your head and you actually start to do something about your situation. Sixth house also has to do with pets. So you could be looking at getting a new pet. But you could also be healing from the passing of a beloved pet there as well. And perhaps you heal to the point where you're ready to open your heart to, you know, a new one, right? So pets do enhance our daily lives, and they do make our lives a lot better. Let's see what we've got for you. A new romantic cycle begins, a new moon in Libra. So Libra energy is your seventh house, and Libra energy does bring about our relationships with other people. Now, it might be romance. Okay, so if you're already partnered up with somebody over the next 6 months, you might be looking to improve your relationship or reconnect with your special someone, right? Sometimes in our day-to-day lives, we get busy. We, you know, get caught up in the hustle and bustle. And, you know, so this is encouraging you here to have a look at your day-to-day life and to say, am I making room for my significant other? If you're single, am I making room for love and romance, right? You know, single people, hello, I'm one of them, right? But, you know, is your daily life and your routines and your obligations, is this supportive of you being able to open your heart and find time for love? Or have you made yourself so busy, right, that it's like, I really want to attract love into my life, but I don't want really anyone to upset my daily routines, right? So sometimes this can be a little bit of a wake-up call for some of you here with this, right? It's like the universe hears that you want love, but then the universe also hears that you don't want something to disrupt your life or that you don't have time for it. And so what happens, and then you wonder why the universe isn't manifesting something for you, right? Whether that's love or money or whatever it happens to be, right? We put one thing out there and then we're like, but... And then the universe is like, okay, I won't bother, right? So, you know, so if we're wishy-washy in our energy, like that, or in our thoughts, then how do you expect the universe to, you know, kind of see through our mud that we've created? So just kind of keep that in mind. But we do have, so a new romantic cycle. Some of you could be getting married. You could be meeting someone new. You could be forging new friendships and partnerships of all kinds. It doesn't have to be romantic. Okay. Some of you here as well can be restoring balance and harmony within a relationship here also. But Libran energy is about partnerships, balance, fairness, equality, diplomacy. Okay, also about legalities. So there could be something there that that goes on for you, but hopefully some love and romance may really be sparking in the air for some of you as well. And we've got the moon for you here also. Okay, so this lunation, very important for you. Okay, love yourself, love someone else, open the door to love, focus a little bit more on your existing partnerships, maybe take something to the next level. The moon does bring about some romance to it. You know, it's under the light of the moon, everything's romantic. The moon does also really speak to your intuition and your dreams. Okay, so pay attention to those at this lunation as well. But there's a full moon on this particular card. And this is a new moon where we're breaking cycles, right? So this can be where you're really recognizing that you're at the end of some sort of cycle, and it's really important for you to turn over a new leaf or do something a little bit different. Even those little small things that we do day to day can have a big impact, right? They can really change our energy, change our life, change our thoughts. Even if it's something as simple as I'm going to incorporate 5 minutes in the morning for meditation or for gratitude, right? It can really change your outlook and really change your life, right? So sometimes we just want to, kind of, start a new chapter, start a new cycle in some way. The moon does bring about a connection with our subconscious, okay, and your intuition. So, great time to really start a meditative practice. Especially with this new moon happening for you in your 6th house. It is Virgo. Virgo is represented by the Hermit. The Hermit is about soul searching, reflection, and bringing in healing. And so that's what the moon can bring in for you as well. There could be something, okay, around this moon. Something isn't quite what it seems. All right. There could be a surprise. There could be a revelation, right? Something's been in the shadows. Okay. But the moon casts an illusion, right? If you've ever been walking through the forest at night, when the moon is shining, things look kind of spooky and scary because it's distorted, right? If it's in the sun and, it's like we get clarity and we see things, that scary tree is actually a beautiful tree. So this can be an energy where something may not be as it seems. You may need to dig deeper. Okay, and seek out the truth. Okay, something also, again, can be revealed for you here with this. So a little bit of mystical, magical energy coming in there for you guys. And your fortune card, we've got lovers. Interesting. Okay, this might be your 6th house, but lovers, partnerships, romantic cycle, friendships. There are 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Okay. We do sometimes, interesting, actually, that is card number 18. Okay. Lovers, number 18. The moon card is number 18 as well. So you've got 1818 coming out here for you. Okay. You can spin the numerology a few different ways. Okay. Look up the spiritual meaning of 1818. Ones are about new beginnings, new energy, fresh ideas, new moon. 8 is infinite potential, abundance, flexibility, adaptability. Okay. Also, 8th house is Scorpio. So Scorpio, new moon, new beginnings. You can also put the 1 and the 8 together to make it a 9. And a 9 is the Hermit card, which is the 6th house where your lunation is taking place. So it's like things are aligning for you, and there could be a little bit of mystery and magic in the air for you here as well. But lovers energy does bring about the potential of friendship, partnerships, camaraderie, but also choices. Okay. Choosing love, choosing friendship, choosing your path, choosing yes, choosing no. So remember, always choices are yours. Okay. And, really connect with your heart and your emotions when you're making these choices. What do you really feel? Okay, moon brings about feelings. What do you feel? What do you truly desire? Right. And follow that path. Leave that there for you folks. Good luck in this lunation. Remember to make a wish as well. Make a wish, manifest things into existence. But I hope you have a wonderful new moon. I thank you for watching. Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This might be fun for you guys. Your Scorpio new moon occurs in your 5th astrological house. This is all about fun, self-expression, creativity, the things that bring you pleasure and joy. So some of you may consider starting up a new, learning a new creative hobby, or getting, getting back into something that previously put a smile on your face. What do you like to do? Not for a living, not to make money necessarily, right? But just what is your creative outlet? What do you like to do? Do you cook? Do you bake? Do you paint? Do you draw? Do you write? Do you ride a bicycle, right? Whatever you happen to do, whatever, brings you that burst of a smile on your face and joy in your heart is what you're encouraged to do at this lunation. Okay. Some of you may be wanting to learn something new, right? And so maybe you've always wanted to learn pottery or something, right? So this can be where you're like, I want to expand my mind. I want to do something fun. I've always wanted to learn this thing. And so you might seek out, a class to take. And, through that, you could actually meet some new friends or something, right? You could have a lot of fun. Okay. So it's all about fun for you. There is love and romance, okay, that's associated with the fifth house. And okay, I'm not gonna lie here, you guys. Okay, Jupiter is in your sign, right? Retrograde in your sign. Okay, and the fifth house, love and romance, but can also bring about unexpected pregnancies. Okay, so if you're not necessarily wanting to start a family, expand a family, okay, then when Cupid hits, okay, you might just want to be a little bit cautious. All right, there can be some surprises though at this lunation. Gotta say, okay, it might not necessarily be with you. It could be with one of your family members, one of your children, but there could be some sort of surprise pregnancy announcement on the horizon for you. Maybe not necessarily on the new moon day, okay, but that can be like a conception point, right? So sometime over the next few months, you may have that little announcement there, okay? But with this lunation, you're encouraged to have fun. Find new ways to have fun. Revive something from your past that you always enjoyed doing. Be a kid again, right? Tap into your inner child. Okay. So really positive, really fun, really lighthearted energy, and lucky you, right? So this can be really, really awesome for you. We have emotions are running high. We've got supermoon energy. Now, we did just have, of course, a supermoon at November the 5th, I think it was. November 5th, we had one there. So you could still be riding the wave of the aftermath of that energy. But really, this is all about emotions and emotions running high. And normally, normally a new moon tends to be calm and peaceful, but this one's got a lot going on with it, right? A lot of sudden unexpected things, some revelations, some surprises, breakthroughs, possibly endings as well, right? Just kind of like, anything kind of goes at this moon. So this can just be this heads up for you that there could be some emotions running high. Now, we can channel our emotions into something positive, right? We can channel it into something fun. But there could also just be it can be just very, very emotional time, right? Jupiter is retrograde in your sign. So, this can be where you're tapping into your emotions, or you're just feeling maybe you're feeling all the feels, okay, in some way. So just ground yourself, okay? Ground yourself, do some like protective meditations or something like that, especially if you're dealing with other people, because it may be their emotions running high and you could potentially be the voice of reason. You're the nurturer, okay? But there can be some really big, powerful energies going on here. Supermoon is like super powerful energies, insights, possibly endings, transitions, changing of cycles, right? But it's very powerful energy. A full moon can also attract things. Something may come to fruition for you. We also have the Fool. Beautiful. Now, the Fool is taking a leap of faith, jumping right in with both feet, trying something new, heading out on a new direction. We're not hesitating when we get the Fool. We're having adventures, we're having fun, we're trusting our process, we're moving forward, okay? And it's jovial, right? The Fool is filled with sometimes naive energy, right? But ultimately, it's like, I'm just going to do this thing. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to see if I like it. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to see if it's good for me. I'm going to do this thing, and, well, maybe it's for my freedom, right? So with the Fool card, a leap of faith, a new beginning, trusting yourself to make the right choices, going out, having adventures, having fun, and maybe connecting with a companion as well. Very fun-loving kind of energy there. You could also discover something. The Fool can discover things. And the Fool does remind you sometimes to ask questions if you don't know the answers necessarily, because there's this little kind of naive energy about it, which is great for your inner child, but not so great for like anything that we take seriously, right? So sometimes, and so in this naive energy, we don't have all the answers or we don't have all the information. So make informed decisions and make sure the information that you have or that you discover is accurate. All right. Your fortune, and we've got the Star. Absolutely beautiful energy. So make a wish. Remember to make a wish at this lunation. Set some intentions. Manifestation energy is big time. Okay. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. What a wonderful, wonderful energy. The Star does tend to bring blessings. It brings a connection to the cosmos, and can show that there's stars aligning for you. Very lovely. Leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching, and good luck in this lunation. Hello there, Leo, and welcome to your new moon and Scorpio reading. This is happening in your 4th house, which is related to your house, your home. It is the house of Cancer. And of course, we've got Jupiter retrograde here. So this might be, this might be a time when you're wanting to make your house, your home, a cozy place to be. So some of you might be redecorating. You might be moving furniture around. Maybe you're buying new furniture. You could also have some changes that are happening within the home. Who you live with, or even where you live, and, with your children or your parents. So something in there in that dynamic may be changing as well. The 4th house is also about your family in general, your children, or your youth. Okay. And, it has to do with your ancestry also. So you could be discovering out some family secret, perhaps, especially with Jupiter retrograde in Cancer at the moment, can have you kind of taking a step back and kind of digging through the past in some way. So it might be a really great energy for you to, if you've been, wondering about your ancestry or putting together a family tree. This might be kind of this energy boost where you're like, I'm going to do this thing. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I'm going to do this thing. You could find out some very interesting information when you start trying to piece together a family tree, or perhaps you're going to do one of those, what is it? The DNA things, the ancestry.com or something like that, or the DNA testing that gives you your genetic background or your genetic makeup or something. So you might be inclined to do something like that also. But some of you could be gearing up for a new house, a new home, or an addition to your family in this energy as well. But your 4th house is your foundation, your stability, your sense of security. Okay. So if you haven't been feeling great in that area, this is where you may be turning over a new leaf. Message for you, we've got balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces energy. Now we do have the energy of Pisces coming through with this new moon. We've got this very rare Very rare connection here with Uranus and Neptune happens to be in the sign of Pisces. So you could really be focused or really want to embrace your spirituality. You could have some profound insights in that regard, right? You could have this whoa, aha moment, okay? Or you might find that your psychic gifts are really enhanced at this time. This can be a period of growth for you. Just remember, but this can also be because Neptune energy here, and we've got Uranus as well. This can be really this reminder here that if something has gotten out of hand, even something good, okay, can become an addiction and it can get out of hand. And spiritual practice, as wonderful and beautiful as it is, believe you me, can be a little bit addictive. And so this is reminding you about balance, okay? Either encouraging you to find a little bit more balance in your life so you can find more time to connect with your spiritual self, okay? We sometimes, kind of get really busy, but also, so to find that balance that we can embrace more of that into our lives, or to find more balance and break away from that a little bit, because that good thing can be all consuming sometimes, right? So if you, for example, picked up tarot, and I think everyone kind of goes through the phase a little bit, okay? And you've picked up tarot, you've been engrossed in it, you've been absorbed in it, and you go to the tarot every single day. Maybe you ask the same questions every single time, or perhaps you not allowing enough time to pass from one reading to the next, right? You consult the cards for every little thing in your life. That's not healthy. And eventually the oracle will turn against you. Eventually the oracle will just tell you what you want to know, right? Or what you want the answer to be more specific. So it's healthy to have those boundaries, right? And that's just one example, okay? That's just one example of those things. And like I said, I think a lot of people who all of a sudden have this spiritual awakening, and usually it's gradual, and then it's like, whoa, big thing, right? And people do experience this quite often, okay? Or you get obsessed with crystals, or you feel this urge to like meditate an uncontrollable amount every single day. Balance is the key for everything, okay? But you are also encouraged to embrace some spirituality at this moon, because there could be something very interesting. Pay attention to your dreams, and there could be some insights or some healing that come with this as well. So this can be really, really interesting for you. We have the Four of Pentacles. Be discerning with your time, your energy, your attention, okay? The Four of Pentacles is an energy of a foundation, building a foundation, okay? And trusting in the foundation that you've built. The Four of Pentacles also, this new moon is happening in your fourth house, okay? So fours are very important. For you right now, you might be seeing fours in different places. Maybe you're seeing 444 on the clock, on a receipt. Perhaps you just see the number 4 somewhere. 4 is also the number of the symbol of Jupiter. It's a 4, right? And so this can represent that Jupiter retrograde is in some way really impacting you around this new moon, okay? Jupiter is about expansion and growth and abundance and good luck and good fortune, all these kind of things. And in the house of Cancer, it's your house, your home, your family, all these things, but it is retrograde. So again, you might be kind of going within and thinking about, am I happy where I am? Is my home a nice, cozy, safe place for me? Do I need to make any changes? The Four of Pentacles is a card of reminding you about everything that you've accomplished so far, and also reminding you to trust that there's more opportunities, more abundance, all that is yours for the taking, okay? But we need to be open to it, or we need to be open to change. Is a card of discernment, okay? So again, just like we find balance, discernment, right? Recognize when it's good and healthy to give your time and energy and when we need to take a step back. Okay, we do need to kind of sometimes, protect ourselves or put up boundaries in some way. Okay, but the Four of Pentacles can remind you also about being open. Okay, sometimes we hold on to things too tight. Okay, and sometimes we need to let go. We need to let go of the purse strings. We need to let go of, protecting ourselves too much, right? Sometimes we protect our heart with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, we protect something to the point where things tend to get stuck. Okay, so, boundaries are good. Okay, finding balance and harmony is good, but holding on so tight that nothing can get past, nothing can get in is not so good, right? So we need to find that equilibrium. We have wish. Beautiful, wonderful. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. That is your fortune for this lunation. Awesome. So make a wish. Make a wish. You never know what may come true for you. Embrace the magic. All right. Leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this lunation. I thank you for watching, and believe that your wishes can come true. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your new moon and Scorpio reading. So this is occurring in your third house. Now, this is ruled by Mercury, who is, of course, retrograde. Okay, and just the day before this lunation moved into the sign of Scorpio. Okay, so communication with other people is highlighted, making revelations or information may come to light for you. You might get some answers that you maybe didn't even know that you were looking for. You could get a big yes. You could get a second chance. So you might just have some big ideas or get clarity, right? So all kinds of different things can happen in your third house. Your third house is kind of like the junk drawer of astrology. So we've got communication, your thoughts, you got your technology, your devices. Some of you might be considering at this time getting a new computer, a new phone, upgrading your technology in some way. This third house also has to do with your community, right? Like your neighborhood, your like childhood education. So some of you might be dealing with like daycares and things like that at this time. Travel, right? So short trips typically with the third house. So some of you might be wanting to take a road trip. Maybe you're going to abandon air travel at the moment because you're like, oh man, American Thanksgiving is coming up, and we want to go visit our family, but I don't know if I trust the airlines right now or trust the airspace at the moment. So maybe you're going to hop in the car and drive, right? When Mercury is retrograde, Mercury rules the third house. It's kind of like, let's just take a step back and think about this again, right? Let's just rethink our travel plans, and you might be doing just that. All right. But the third house is also about your perception and your social life. So, some of you could be kind of looking differently about your social life. Maybe you're getting a little bit older. You don't feel the need to have a date night every single Saturday night, or, perhaps you want to be a little more social or a little less social, right? You could also be meeting some new people at this time as well. So all kind of new things going on in your third house, but also with this dose of let's take a step back and think about something first before we jump into something. Okay, but some information conversations may be enlightening for you at this time as well. We have Show the World the Real You, and that is full moon in Aquarius energy. So by the full moon in Aquarius, something interesting may happen, but this can just be about Aquarian energy for you. Aquarius is authentic, is truthful, is honest, sometimes brutally so. It's like, this is me, this is who I am, I'm weird, I'm wonderful, take it or leave it. Okay. And so you could be in this energy where you're like, I want to be me. I don't want to pretend to be something that I'm not. And we all at some point end up in that kind of situation, whether it's in our workplace or maybe in our social groups. And so if you're in a social group, third house, right? You're in your social group where, you know, you're kind of like putting on a mask. Maybe you're tired of that. Maybe you're going to have like some revelation. This is who I am. And be like that Aquarian energy. This is me. Take it or leave it, right? People might appreciate that, right? Can very much appreciate that. So show the world the real you. What does that look like? Is this in your work, in your home? Is this, you know, with your hobbies, right? Maybe you have a revelation at this new moon, right? You're putting some truth out there. And it's like, I've been keeping this a secret and now I'm kind of coming out of the proverbial closet. Anyway, so be authentic and be you. Aquarian energy is also ruled by Uranus. And of course, we do have Uranus at play with this new moon. Breakthroughs, innovation, awakenings, unexpected happenings, changes, okay, and surprises can happen here as well, okay? So, but it's like a breakthrough moment in some way, shape, or form that sets us up for a really good tomorrow. We have the Fool. Beautiful. Now, the Fool can represent jumping right in, a new beginning, a fresh perspective, going out, having some fun, doing something different, taking a chance, right? The Fool encourages you to take that leap of faith, to trust in yourself that you're making the right choices for yourself. You might not know if you're going to fail or succeed. You might not know how something's going to turn out, and that doesn't matter. It's just a matter of we need to get started. We're going to do this thing. We're going to start here. Right? We're going to roll the dice and we're going to see where it leads us. So the Fool can be a very exciting energy. It can be adventurous energy, but it's also one of, I'm me. This is me. Let's go. All right. So it's great for getting things off the ground, new beginnings in pretty much any way. And it's exciting energy there as well. So you kind of got to like that, right? So new beginnings, a fresh start, making improvements, having fun, having a sense of adventure, doing something different. Okay, all of these kind of things. All you need to do is get out of your comfort zone. Take a little bit of a step forward, and you just never know where it might lead you. Your fortune, we've got the Star. Now, this has come out a few times. So number 1, make a wish. Okay, your star, your dreams can come true. The stars are aligning for you. Okay, a little bit of magic in the air for you there with this one. Hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. On that note, I'll leave that there for you. Good luck in this lunation. Remember to make a wish, set some intentions. All right, harness some of this interesting and transformative energy. All right. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This is occurring in your 2nd house, which brings Taurus energy and is ruled by your planetary ruler, Venus. So you could have some really wonderful doors opening up here for you for your money, your investments. You might be buying something new, something that, kind of might not be practical, but might just be something that you've desired, right? Because Venus wants you to, make your desires come true, wants you to be happy. There could be some new investment opportunities here with the 2nd house, because this does have to do with your material and physical experiences or your world, the things you own, the things you possess, okay, your work, your income, how you make your money, how you make it, how you spend it, how you invest it, okay? Also has to do with the assets, the things you own, your property, right? So some of you might be doing some house transactions and things like that over the next 6 months or so. Also your habits around money, okay? So maybe you're turning over a new leaf with your money and you're like, okay, I think I need to get serious about my money. I need to put aside a little bit more money for the future, if you haven't already done so. So you could be like opening up a new bank account, investing your money in somewhere that's going to give you some growth, but that is also going to be secure. If you are a little bit of a spendthrift, this might be where you turn over a new leaf and, just say, okay, I'm going to make myself a commitment to put this much money in the bank every single paycheck. And then I don't have to worry about it. And so you could be doing some things like that, but you could really also be, really letting go of old beliefs about money and how it's tied into your self-worth, right? We live in a material world, right? And in the words of Madonna, but it's not about the things you own, right? You can't take it with you, right? And so, perhaps if you've been one of these people that, does tend to buy a bunch of things and, maybe your house has some clutter or things that it's like, okay, yeah, a couple months later, well, I've never used this thing. I don't know why I bought it, right? So you might be doing something a little differently. You might also have something going on with the money that you share with other people, right? So whether you've got extra money coming in, or whether you're just like rebalancing your bank account and things like that, that could also go on here. But you could have some blessings about your money and your income here as well. We have luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Ooh, that's so exciting. Now, new moon in Sagittarius comes up in exactly 1 month from the new moon in Scorpio. So the next month could be a little lucky for you. Oh, yay. And especially since this new moon in Scorpio is in your second house of money and things, right? So this can be really wonderful for you. Sagittarian energy is all about moving forward, getting out of your comfort zone, expanding your horizons. And, so we, interestingly enough, because Mercury retrograde, right? But Mercury is, our thoughts, our communications, our news, right? All that kind of stuff. And so Mercury has been in Sagittarius right until the day before this new moon, at which point the Mercury will retrograde back into Scorpio. And this can bring second chances for things. This can bring some news, some information, some revelation, and can also open the door to some opportunities, right? You just never know. But it's something that you may not have seen or noticed before because you just weren't quite in that energy. So this can be where things are kind of lining up for you very interestingly. But sometime around that new moon in Sagittarius, between now and then, maybe a couple weeks after that, there could be a little bit of a lucky break headed your way. It might be something big. It might be something small. It could just be simply as being in the right place at the right time. You could potentially get some sort of windfall coming your way, or again, that door of opportunity. Whatever it is, there's a little bit of luck in the air for you guys. We also have the 10 of Pentacles. Well, would you look at that? Now, with a new moon in your second house, and we get the 10 of Pentacles as well, something really positive could be headed your way. All right. The 10 of Pentacles is abundance and prosperity. It is one of stability and security for the long term. It's money. Okay, but it can also be resources and possessions. The 10 of Pentacles does have to do with generations, with your home, your sense of stability in your work. Think of pensions and things like that, right? Those seem to have gone the way of the dodo bird in a lot of areas, but there could be something there, especially if you're looking for a new job. This can be where you get paid dividends or interest on your investments, right? It can be really good. But the 10 of Pentacles can be one of inheritance as well, or help, something coming to you from a family member. All right. And I will say, Scorpio is the 8th house. The 8th house is the things that are inevitable, right? Births, deaths, taxes, inheritances. Okay. And you do have the card of inheritances here as well. We can inherit money. We can inherit things. We can inherit talent, wisdom, advice, right? We can inherit all kinds of things, but this could be some sort of gift or inheritance coming your way. Okay. Hopefully it's a living inheritance. Those are much nicer. But you never know. It can also be something unexpected. Maybe you have this long lost aunt somewhere out there and who has gifted you something in her will, and you're like, I didn't even know this person existed, but maybe they knew about you somehow. It's little mystical, magical things like that can sometimes happen there. But 10 of Pentacles, wonderful card for money, for stability and security in all forms, and possibly something being handed down to you. Let's get your fortune. And we've got love. Love surrounds all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. All right. So yeah, I mean, you could have help or support or something coming to you from family, right? The people that love you. The second house, right? Ruled by Venus. This can be saying that there's something in your personal life that's going to affect your money. So some sort of development there. You could be meeting new people. You could also be shifting your focus, because the second house is, your work and your income, right? So what you do for a living and that kind of thing. And so this can be where maybe you have a door of opportunity opening up to love what you do for a living and then make money at it at the same time. Might be something that you do from home, a home-based business. This can be starting something brand new or expanding on something that you've already built, right? The 10 of Pentacles is success. Okay. And in a really positive way. You may have a personal relationship that's developing. This may impact your money in a positive way. So if you're like, say, for example, dating somebody and you decide to get married or move in together, you may be in a situation where you've now got two people paying the bills. So you're like doubling your buying power. But this can also be a reminder to show yourself a little bit of love. Right? A little bit of love, shower yourself with some sort of affection, or maybe even buy yourself something that you've been saving up for. And with luck there, okay, if you've been saving up for something that you want, right? Venus, okay, wants you to be happy. If you've been saving up, you could have something unexpectedly go on sale. And wouldn't that be great for you, right? So love brings, connection with people, with the things that you do. But sometimes, the things that you buy, right? It's like, I really love this thing. I really want this thing. So you could have an opportunity to do that there as well. But beautiful energy all around coming in here for you guys. Good luck in this lunation. Don't forget to make a wish, set some intentions. Okay, really, really, really powerful energy for that at this particular new moon. But I thank you guys for watching. Bye. Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your new moon reading. So, of course, this is you, all about you. It's your first house, okay? So what are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want to change? What makes you happy? What's not making you happy at the moment that you need to get rid of? All about you, okay? So you might be, whenever we have a new moon in your first house, some of you, change your appearance. Maybe you get a new wardrobe, you buy yourself a new article of clothing, you get a haircut, you change your hair color, things like that. Things that you change about yourself, not for what other people want or expect from you, because it makes you feel good, right? And that focus is on you, your transformation, your personal power, your personal growth, right? The things that you want to stop doing or putting an end to, right? The things that you want to start new thoughts, new ideas, a new sense of direction, right? All these changes, you are perhaps in some way in control of some changes or new beginnings that may be on the horizon for you, but also there's a lot of things that are already perhaps set in motion here for you as well. You might not see them coming. You get some shocks and some surprises, right? But it brings positive change. Change itself tends to be challenging sometimes, but the aftermath, always we recognize, I now know why that happens. It's the unknowing that, people kind of sometimes get tripped up on a little bit. So whatever is going on, don't resist a change, okay? Go with the flow, but do something nice for yourself. All right. Start a new project, perhaps. I mean, I know we do have a Mercury retrograde going on in your sign, by the way. Right before the new moon is when Mercury retrogrades back into your sign out of Sagittarius. So there could be some revelations, second chances, all that kind of thing. But you could be feeling inspired at this, right? And you could be like, I want to try this new thing, or I want to learn something new. And, a Mercury retrograde, people are, oh, don't do anything new, don't do this, don't do this. But, life goes on sometimes, right? You don't need to do things right at the new moon, right? You can wait a couple of weeks. Whatever intentions you set, things will evolve over the next 6 months or so. Some things faster than other things, right? So, you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket and do everything all in one day or one afternoon, right? You can take your time and allow things to unfold naturally, if you will, right? So, don't be afraid to think about trying something new or to set some gears and some wheels in motion there for yourself. But ultimately, you do you, okay? Take care of yourself. Do something nice for yourself, make some positive changes for yourself, whatever that happens to be, and take back your power if you've given it away. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. So the new moon in Sag comes up in a month, okay? And so you could have some lucky breaks. We could probably use a little bit of that right about now, right? Luck is on your side. But with this being new energy with Sagittarius flavor, okay, this can say luck is yours for the taking, but you may need to get out of your comfort zone, right? Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter does encourage expansion and growth and getting out of your comfort zone. So sometimes being a little bit uncomfortable is where we get the rewards. Okay, so what can you do to break free, break out of the mundane, break out of your current rut, break out of the ordinary into something extraordinary, all right? But this can certainly bring a sense of forward momentum and, either a little bit of luck or a lot of luck, right? Sometimes luck is just being in the right place at the right time. And we don't recognize that was a lucky break until a little while later. And we're like, man, what if I hadn't gone into the coffee shop that day? I wouldn't have overheard this person having this conversation and I wouldn't have had this epiphany moment. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Your tarot card, we've got the High Priestess. Beautiful. Now, the High Priestess can sometimes represent secrets and mysteries. Okay, so there could be something that may be revealed to you. Okay, or it can represent that you have been keeping something in, and it may be time for you to consider letting something out. Right? So maybe you've been doing something secretively behind the scenes, or if you are looking to make some changes, this can be reminding you of being a little bit discerning in what information you share with other people. Okay. Sometimes we, especially if we're looking at making changes in our lives, sometimes we do turn inward a little bit. Not because we don't want help or support or encouragement from other people, but sometimes, sometimes people might be encouraging, but then they start to lay on but what if this happens, or what if this happens? They're showing you their limitations, right? And sometimes we just don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear someone else's limitations or fears or things like that, because then it gets our wheels turning. So sometimes you might just want to keep something to yourself until you're ready to share, until things are all in place for you. The High Priestess does show your connection with the moon and your intuition as well. So it's a great lunation for you to engage in some spiritual practice, set some intentions, okay? Set some intentions, make a wish, all right? A lot of very transformative energy that's around you, and you are the star of the show. All right. But again, there could be some sort of information that may come to light. If you're making any decisions for yourself, remember, you already know what is the best answer and what is the best path and course for you. So the High Priestess reminds you that the knowledge, the wisdom, the deep knowing already is within you. You don't need to seek external approval, support, or guidance necessarily, because when you know, and the answers do lie within you, right? Sometimes we forget that, right? Especially being human beings, right? We sometimes really do forget that we want validation, right? Or we want someone to tell us we're not nuts, or we want some encouragement. Maybe we just want someone to validate what we're already kind of feeling, right? And to say, no, no, I think that's good for you. Or no, you're on the right path, but you don't necessarily have to have it, because internally you already know. Okay. Your fortune, we've got plane. Oh, interesting. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. I love that. If you've been feeling stuck, we're moving forward. What does a plane represent? Spreading your wings and flying. So some of you could be very much overdue for a vacation or for some adventure. Sagittarius energy showing up for you. What is it? Expansion and growth, all those wonderful things, but also adventure, excitement, fun, right? So some of you could be, planning a trip somewhere. Okay. You may also be changing your travel plans if it's over the next couple weeks or something, just because maybe you're just not too sure how, especially if you're going through the US at all, you might not be too sure what the flying the not so friendly skies at the moment might be. So you might be changing a destination, right? So if you were just gonna, go somewhere, somewhere in the US or stop over in the States, right? You might just be like, okay, we got a trip coming up. You know what? I think we should probably change our flight, or we should change where we stop over, or we should maybe just change our, how we get there, or change our destination altogether. Remember, new moon in your sign is about change. Okay. But this can be really exciting. This can be some sort of vacation that you've been dreaming about, and you just might get a lucky break here with this over the next couple of months or so. You might find something on sale, something you can afford. But this can also be a metaphorical journey, moving forward, having a breakthrough, and getting out of, the same old. So it can be really exciting for you there on any level. So set some intentions, make a wish, do something for yourself, focus on your goals and your dreams, and expand your horizons. Good luck in this new moon. I thank you guys for watching. Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. Are you doing okay, Sag? Man, we've had some very fiery energy in your sign. And it just, it's like a little bit of a roller coaster ride, right? So, hopefully you guys are doing okay. The good news here is this new moon is happening in your 12th house. Okay. So 12th house can represent the end of something, the end of a cycle, the end of a journey, the end of difficulties. Okay. The end of something. Okay. It can be where we get closure. It can be where we've, repaid our karmic debt, in some way. So that can be awesome. All right. So endings of all kinds can come in here for you with the 12th house. Now with the 12th house is also interesting. Number one, you might be feeling the need at this lunation to, spend some time alone, to go internal, to find some solitude. And that's probably just what the doctor ordered for you, right now, especially if things have been just like out of control. All right. So you might be, wanting to, whether you do some spiritual practice, some meditation somewhere around this new moon, or whether you just sit in a corner with a nice book and a blanket, right? You probably really benefit just from having just even an hour to yourself with no interruptions, no distractions. Turn your phone off, and it'll probably be really reviving for you and healing for you as well. The 12th house is all about our subconscious as well. So We could have something coming to the surface that you need to deal with or you need to address. This can be some fears. This can be some deep-rooted, beliefs, something that's been holding you back. Okay, and this is where we kind of deal with things. We can bring things out in the open. The 12th house can be a scary place sometimes, right? We don't always talk about it. Okay, but we can sometimes go to some kind of dark places with that. But the new moon energy gives you a breakthrough. Okay, shines a light on something and helps you find a better path forward. But with your 12th house, pay attention to your dreams. It is Pisces energy ruled by Neptune. And again, we've got this magical connection here with Uranus, okay, and Neptune, which is in Pisces. So number one, your dreams. But there can be some sudden inspiration. There can be some freedom that you discover from something. And of course, it can be the end of a cycle. And you're like, yes, I'm finally free. Okay, I've shaken the shackles and I'm ready to move forward. Of course, you do have a new moon coming up in your sign next month, right? And so you could be feeling a little bit reflective right now. Jupiter, your planetary ruler, is retrograde right now. So you're probably kind of just taking a step back and, who am I? What do I want? What's been holding me back? What do I want to change? What new things do I want? Have I been feeling like I'm free, or have I been feeling bogged down, right? And a lot of you have been feeling bogged down, over the last little while a little bit, or you've been feeling like overwhelmed, like, okay, can we stop with the communication already? So, so this can be a significant turning point for you that you're heading into. Your astrological new year is coming up, right? So you could be looking out into the future and going, okay, where am I going? What am I ready for? Where can I infuse some fresh energy, and what do I want to do with my life? What works for me now and what doesn't? And this is all kind of 12th house stuff, right? What works for me, what needs to come to an end, and, what do I need freedom from, right? And you're a freedom seeking sign anyway. Okay, so this 12th house can be very helpful for you. It can be very transformative. It can be very spiritual, very dreamy. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay, but we can also have like some unexpected happenings going on there for you as well. We have communication is key. We've got new moon energy coming in here with Gemini. Okay, now Gemini is all about communication, your thoughts, technology, how you perceive the world around you, that kind of thing. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which of course is retrograde right now. So, communication can span a whole bunch of different things, right? It can be how we talk to other people, how we approach problems, how we resolve issues, right? How we start a conversation or how we end a conversation as well. And so communication is the key. So you might be finding new ways to communicate with other people. You might find new people to communicate with, but you may also be finding alternate forms of communication. Maybe you're going back old school. A lot of people rely on text messages these days. And then they get mad when you don't answer your text message right away. And because you're a freedom seeking sign, you might be like, you know what? Just because you sent me a text message doesn't mean I'm obligated to answer immediately. And if it's that important, pick up the phone and call me, right? And so you might be kind of wanting just to, communicate with people a little bit more, in a little bit more of a personal way, rather than a technological way. So pick up the phone, have a 5-minute conversation can replace 4 hours of text messaging back and forth. And you get the point across a little bit better. You have a more lively conversation or a more fulfilling conversation, right? So you could be doing stuff like that as well. So whatever happens to be, communication is the key, but also the communication you have with yourself. Okay, what stories are you telling yourself? Are they positive or are they negative? And also your communication with spirit as well, especially with this being the 12th house, right? 12th house, you can have some very deep spiritual insights, epiphanies, signs, and dreams. Your tarot card, we've got the Page of Wands. Ooh, exciting. That's you love the Page of Wands, okay? Now, the Page of Wands can represent the power for you to manifest something new and exciting into your life, okay? So set some intentions at this lunation, make a wish on a star, okay? Make a wish on Uranus, right? That's up there somewhere, bring in some interesting stuff to this new moon. But the Page of Wands, some of you could be getting some new news, some messages. You might be discovering a new way of doing something. You could get sudden insights here with this. You could be feeling more inspired. But the Page of Wands loves action and adventure, right? So take action on your goals and dreams. Have a little bit of an adventure. Expand your horizons. Put a little pep in your step, all right? Very exciting energy that this can be. So you might get some very exciting news over the next month or so. Maybe even a little bit longer, but also you could be with that Page of Wands planning some sort of adventure or some sort of trip somewhere. And you might just be kind of thinking about that right now. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And especially if you haven't had a vacation for a while, right? Then this is like, I need some fun, okay? But this is also about having a little bit of fun also. But the Page of Wands shows the power of you to manifest something that you want and something that's exciting for you. Your fortune, we've got Fool. Interesting. Have the courage to embrace change, take risks, and be adventurous. There you go. It's a sign, Sagittarius. Again, if you haven't been feeling all the feels, if you have not been having a great time the last little while, you've got Fool energy coming out here, okay? Fun, adventure, new beginnings, new projects, doing the things that bring you happiness and joy, breaking free of the cycles of the mundane here. And great energy, okay? Very great energy coming in there for you. So you can have some new beginnings on the horizon. You do have your astrological new year coming up. Have fun. Get out of your comfort zone, break out of a cycle. Okay, 12th house, we're done, right? I'll leave that there for you guys. I thank you guys for watching. Good luck in this lunation and make yourselves a wish. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This is happening in your 11th house, so this can actually be really quite fun. Your 11th house, it can be number one, it's Aquarian energy. Okay, so the ruler of that house is Uranus. Okay, we do have our lovely planet of change and awakening and unexpected things that is at play with this new moon. So this can be really exciting things for you. This is about your groups, your social network. This can be about who you're connected with, but this can be about getting freedom from things or people or groups that you've been obligated to, right? So you could be finding a little bit of freedom at this lunation, but typically your 11th house, can be related to like social media. It can be related to, getting some networking done. Especially like for your career, or if you're single, this is a great place to have a new moon, right? Your 11th house, your opportunity to meet new people is expanding and growing, right? You could be meeting new friends. You could be connecting with people that you maybe didn't previously know existed, right? Especially like for, whatever hobbies or interests that you have, right? And it's like, I didn't even know that there was a Facebook group for this, or I didn't even know that this group of people met here every Tuesday night. I'm going to go join, right? So you could be wanting to connect with new people and forge new friendships, partnerships, or just getting together with, people that are on the same wavelength as you. But the 11th house also has to do with liberty, freedom, right? And also your wishes. So your 11th house of Aquarian Uranus, wishes are highlighted for you guys. So make a wish. Okay. Big theme for this one, right? Make a wish because you never know what might happen. We have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Interesting. Okay, so there's your Aquarian energy coming out, double dose of it. 11th house is Aquarian and that is Aquarian energy also. So some of you could be meeting new love over the next couple of months, maybe by the time we get into Aquarius season. Okay, remember, a new moon can take up to about 6 months to unfold. All right, and Aquarian energy comes in the latter part of January. Okay, so it's only a few months. All right, so get out there, meet people, socialize, network, and you just might meet somebody that digs your vibe. You might meet a group of people, and it can be in unexpected ways. Okay, with the ruler being Uranus. But bring love into the situation is, being happy and content about where you are, who you're with, okay? And it's also about attaching emotion, especially to your wishes, your manifestations, right? You can write down your intentions, like doing lines when you're in trouble in elementary school. You can write your manifestations down 1,000,000 times over, but unless you're attaching emotion to it, it's just words on a piece of paper, right? Emotion is the key to manifesting something in your world. All right. What is the feeling when something happens? What is the feeling that you would get when you open your door to your dream house? What is the feeling that you would get when you meet that love of your life? What is the feeling you would get when that wish comes true, right? And so when you're setting intentions, when you're making these wishes, right? Attach that emotion to it. Sit with your intentions for a few minutes, right? Open your heart, okay? And a little bit of magic gets infused into your wishes there, all right? But bring love. Love is the highest vibration of all. Love is not necessarily romance, okay? It can be a whole bunch of different things. Doing what you love, loving yourself, the people you're with, the things that you do, okay? And shedding the things that we don't love, right? We're focused on love, and it has a ripple effect in our entire world. We've got the Hierophant here for you as well. And the Hierophant does bring Taurus energy to your mix, okay? But it does bring commitment, right? The Hierophant does show a higher level of commitment, a higher level of learning or ascension, right? So it has to do with our faith, our belief. So believe in yourself, believe in the power of your wishes, believe in the power of love, right? Believe, keep the faith. The Hierophant does speak to the things you believe in as well, right? Sometimes it's a card of like tradition, right? Your perhaps religious upbringing, right? And sometimes when we get the Hierophant here, we're like, okay, I have these traditional values and these beliefs and this upbringing that I've got, but now I find myself not entirely connecting with all of these things. I find myself trying to reconcile some of these spiritual beliefs that I've now embraced. And how do I have to break free from my old belief systems, or can I merge them together? Right? And we can quite often merge some things together, right? It's not like a yes or no, a start or stop, or a black and white, right? Things do tend to complement each other in some ways. So you could be kind of, in that energy where you're kind of at a little bit of a crossroads, right? Between your old beliefs and your new beliefs with this. But the Hierophant is Taurus energy. So some of you could be, really seeing where you're committed to for your money, your resources, for your job, right? And, are you ready to kind of spread your wings and fly? Okay, get out there, do some networking. Okay, it can help you meet some new people. But the Hierophant, can represent as well marriage. Okay, marriage and, higher level of commitment. So whether you're committing to yourself, your goals, your dreams, or whether you're committing to another person, there is this connection here with that particular energy. but it can be really positive. It is also a card number 5. Fives represent sometimes obstacles and challenges, but also exciting opportunity for change. And the theme of this new moon is change. So something can be changing for the better. Your fortune, we've got Lovers. There are 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. Now, Lovers energy here can represent choices. Choosing this way or that way. Choosing this route or that route. Choosing who you connect with and who you are not feeling connected with. The Lovers card does represent matters of the heart and making those choices that are good for you. So connect with your heart. Again, infuse love into the situation. Lovers can also potentially represent that, and again, because it's 11th house energy, that you have a heightened potential here for partnering up with the right people. It might be love and romance. It might be friendship. It might be something to do with business, but it's something, the Hierophant, that you have believed can happen, or someone that you can perhaps commit to or commit with for long term, right? Long-term friendship, long-term love and romance, long-term business partnership, right? All those things. All right. But whatever your situation is, whatever you've got going on, keep the faith. All right. Believe in yourself. Okay. And remember to infuse positive emotions. I'll leave that there for you guys. Have a great new moon. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your new moon and Scorpio reading. This is happening in your 10th astrological house. So it's all about your career, very specifically in the 10th house, your career aspirations, your reputation, your ambitions, your achievements, your status, okay, your influence as well. Some of you might be, really kind of stepping into your power in your workplace, right? In your career path. You've worked hard, you're helpful with other people. And for some of you, you make certain things look really easy. And this is where you're starting to finally get some of that recognition, right? And so you could get some sort of public recognition. You could get a raise. You might even get a promotion. Okay. So this new moon is bringing in some wonderful vibes for you, for your career path. Now, also it's opening doors of opportunity for you to find a better career path, to make some more money, or to find that company or that role that's just perfect for you. Right? Will it maybe require you making some changes? Most likely. Will it require you perhaps getting a little bit out of your comfort zone? Oh yeah, most likely. But the power to transform and change is yours. Okay. But yes, you could really be getting a big boost on your public image, how people perceive you, but you also could be recognizing that you have more power to influence people and situations than you give yourself credit for. And of course, you hopefully use your powers of influence for good. Okay. But this could be really quite positive for you, and hopefully for some of you quite lucrative. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon energy. All right. If you can believe it, if you can dream it, if you can wish it, you can manifest it into reality. Okay. Believe in the impossible. You have the power to make your dreams come true. Essentially, you have a deep connection with the cosmos. Pluto, transformative planet, is in your sign. Okay. Believe in your personal power. Believe in your ability to attract wonderful things to you and to change in the most positive ways. We have the Page of Pentacles. Wonderful. Now, the Page of Pentacles can bring you some really good news about your career, your money, can bring some very valuable and possibly lucrative information your way. The Page of Pentacles can show you the power of you to find information and resources that you need. But the Page of Pentacles can bring around some wonderfully positive surprises. It can bring about promotions and raises, rewards, accolades, new jobs, and some really good stuff with your money and your career. There you go. Your fortune, we've got the sun. Wonderful. Now we got sunflowers on there representing success, abundance, and happiness and joy. Wonderful energy there for you. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Oh, Aquarius, that's absolutely wonderful for you. You deserve it. Okay, so we can have some wonderful stuff going on for you guys here. Maybe some unexpected stuff. Be open. Okay, be open to change, be open to possibilities. All right, make a wish with this lunation. Remember, we've got this really positive aspect with Uranus and with Neptune. Okay, a little bit of magic in the air. Uranus is your modern day ruler, so really do take advantage of this energy. Has not happened since 1993. Okay, so wherever you were in 1993, was there really powerful stuff going on? Was there really great stuff going on? What surprises came your way? Do you remember 1993? You know, and it can be long lasting, right? Whether it's a breaking free, a breakthrough, or something magical just happening all at once. Make a wish and set some intentions with that energy. Pay attention to your dreams as well. Okay, because they can really highlight something interesting for you, but some great energy coming in there for you, Aquarius. Wonderful. Good luck on this lunation, and I thank you for watching. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. This is happening for you in your 9th house. Now, your 9th house brings Sagittarian energy, and a planetary connection is Jupiter. So Jupiter just went retrograde in the sign of Cancer. So some of you might be kind of rethinking your house and your home. You might be just kind of going within a little bit. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? You know, what changes do I want to make, right? So you might just be feeling a little bit more reflective at this new moon. But the 9th house does bring about your sense of spiritual connection, also religion. So some of you might be really contemplating and maybe trying to reconcile some traditional religious upbringing and also your spiritual self as well. Can we blend these things together? Can they complement each other? Yes, they can. Can they coexist? Yes, they can. Right? You know, so you might be trying to infuse those together, but you may also be letting go of some traditional beliefs here as well, right? You know, because they just no longer align with who you are and your outlook on the world. So the 9th house has to do with your higher mind, so you might be inclined to learn something at this new moon, maybe take a class, you know, maybe sign yourself up for something. Some of you might be considering going back to school. It might not necessarily be like 4 years of university, but maybe just something to, you know, enhance your mind, maybe even to open up some career paths for you. You might even be, you know, wanting to go back to school so that you can have a better career or a different career. The 9th house is very much of the mind, right? Big ideas, our philosophy, our morals, our ethics. The 9th house does have to deal with the law as well. Sagittarian energy and Libra energy both are the signs that have to do with the law. So the 9th house has to do with that. And it can just be, you know, legal matters. Okay. But it can also represent that because the 9th house also has to do with travel and usually long distance travel. Okay. The legal things or the law things can be, if you are, you know, thinking, okay, I want to go on like some big trip, maybe I want to go to some other country. Make sure that you, number one, follow the laws of the country that you visit, but also you might need to look into things like visas, passports, things like that, okay? Legal documentation that you may require so that you can travel without any little snafus anywhere. But travel can be, you know, you might have itchy feet, right? So this can be where you're, you know, kind of thinking about exploring some other destination than maybe you would normally go to, right? And typically with the 9th house, bringing travel. It's often, it's not somewhere where you can just get in the car and drive for a few hours. It's usually getting on a plane or a train or a ship or something like that. So that might be quite fun and intriguing for you guys if you're making those kind of plans, maybe something for Christmas or the New Year's or whatever it happens to be. Great energy here for you to publish something or start a journal, right? Higher mind, okay, with that 9th house energy. But expansion and growth and fun and adventure is all part and parcel of the 9th house energy. So new beginnings in any of these areas for you. We have you and your loved ones are safe, okay, with new moon in Cancer energy. If you've been worried, Spirit is sending you a message, okay, that, you don't have to worry about every single other person all the time, okay? Spirit's got their back just like Spirit has your back as well. All right. Cancerian energy can be a little bit about go back and forth, right? The crab, sign of the crab goes sideways. Okay. And so if you've kind of been going back and forth on something, and maybe you've got some worries somewhere there, it's almost like Spirit's giving you, like a green light with this, especially, with the 9th house can be about travel and things, right? So maybe you're in the situation where you want to go on a big trip. Maybe you're going to be gone for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and you're worried about your children or your pets or your house or whatever it happens to be. And so you're kind of waffling back and forth. The message for you here is make your plans and go. Don't worry about these people, right? They can take care of your pets. They can take care of your house. You don't need to, look after them all the time, right? They have their own spirit soul tribes, looking after them. And if it is the case of your children, right, then, they, you've raised them well, right? That kind of thing there. Worry about you. Okay. And sometimes that's a little challenging to do. All right. But you're being encouraged to do that. So whatever your situation is, you and your loved ones are safe. Okay. It's a sign of nurturing. It's a sign of letting your guard down or letting go of your fears. We also have the Queen of Wands. Go out and travel. Go have some fun. The Queen of Wands does like a little bit of adventure, okay? But the Queen of Wands also reminds you of your confidence, right? Your confidence, your ability to do things on your own. You don't need to wait for other people. Your ability to make the right decisions for yourself, right? The Queen of Wands is very decisive, right? But also fiercely independent, okay? So you do you. All right. Especially if you're kind of like, again, waffling, going back and forth on something. Just do you, go out, have fun, do the things that you love, do the things that are exciting for you, believe in the power of making your own decisions, and be confident in the things you do. All right. Queen of Wands is very wonderful, very inspirational, very motivational, very creative, but also, again, fiercely independent kind of energy. All right. So it's like, yeah, again, Spirit kind of giving you like a little warm hug. I feel like you got this. Okay. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, some of your fears have been coming to light, about a certain subject or something. And, Spirit's like, just relax. I got your back, Jack. All right. We also have here as your fortune, we've got Dragonfly. Beautiful. Massive spiritual awakening for some of you here with this 9th house energy. Not surprised, right? This is about your spirituality in this one, and expansion and growth, and even embracing new ideas and things like that. So kind of new world energy here for you. But a dragonfly, have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection with Spirit. What did we say with the Queen of Wands? Have confidence. Okay. Double message there, double whammy. The dragonfly energy there is also a number 8. Okay. Scorpio new moon, 8th sign, right? 8th sign, 8th house. transformation, growth, evolution, including spiritual growth and evolution here as well. Okay. And sometimes sometimes it feels a little bit uncomfortable, always rewarding. Okay. Pay attention to sign, symbol, synchronicities. Pay attention to your dreams. All right. There might be something very profound coming in there for you guys. But I'll leave that there for you. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.